folks, Dude here, and well, it's oh hell, it's movie time. It's definitely movie time. Just give me 1 second here. That definitely works. Okay, this is going to be an addendum to stuff that I won't eat, and also I want to touch on something else in terms of well, probably the title one is going to be coffee, tea, or nothing to drink for me. Well, plain and simple, survival situation, you go, okay, coffee, no big deal. We got instant. Okay, well, that's all fine and good. Don't need this right now, I can go off to the side. So essentially you got coffee. Okay, that's fine and good. Plastic container with a Mylar seal. How good is that going to be down the road a ways? It probably won't be. Okay, well you go, oh, okay, I'll just go get some coffee. Alright, coffee. Coffee is in a Mylar polyethylene sealed container. Okay, I'm sorry, it's polyethylene. Basically, it's a good plastic, but it is permeable by gases, it's permeable by flavors, and because it's got a Mylar seal on top, potentially it can fail. Alright, that's probably not good stuff either, and, well, that's probably going to fail. Alright, so what do? You go, okay, well, I'll go with something that's canned. Okay, well, that's all fun and good. You know what, let me just grab just a generic can, okay? You know, just a generic can. Alright, I know you're probably not going to drink a big can of, Alaskan salmon, but, okay, for point of concept, here's a can, okay? Basically, you either have a separate bottom or you got a one-piece tin that's been stamped out of a piece of sheet metal, and it has a piece of another galvanized steel or plated steel that's stuck on top. Most of the time, it's got a very mild coating on there because it is food grade, and, just give me 1 second here. Okay, so basically you got mild steel with a very mild plating on it. So it has shelf stability. It's not going to rust within the first couple of years that basically people are going to encounter it. And when it does fail, it's pretty obvious. You got red spots all over it. It's probably not going to be safe anymore. You don't want to consume rusted stuff. Has it had any, well, oxygen get in there? And of course the critters are now happy munching on the oxygen. And of course eating the stuff that's in the can and making it unsafe to consume. I don't know, but I'll tell you one trick that you could do. Alright, you got your can. Probably you want to notate on the top. Magic marker. Hang on. Take your magic marker, you know, right on top, what's inside your can, so if you lose your wrapper, you're not going to cry. And probably grab yourself some clear coat, paint the can. Put an extra heavy layer on the bottom, or paint it and put a layer of 90-mile-an-hour tape on there, read duct tape, and cut it to basically conform to the bottom of the can, so the bottom of the can is now doubly protected. What do you do with the top? Well, you probably don't want to paint it because you cut the top open with your can opener. This would be the one variety that basically takes the top off. Basically, it snips the rim so you get nothing going into the can. But what if you're going old school and you got this variety that basically hacks the inside of the can and drops some particles in there? Probably you don't want to do that with paint. Cumulatively, you're probably going to be ingesting stuff that's not going to be good for you. And, well, it's going to make you sick. What could you do, though? Alright, now, worst case scenario, if you get too much in your system, you're going to get a case of the squirts, and it's not going to really be that harmful. But what you could do is a light coating of mineral oil, or a light coating of petroleum jelly. Both those things will make it rust resistant. Excuse me, Pepsi's talking to me. It'll make it rust resistant simply for the case of you now have a barrier between the metal and the oxygen, which is attempting to oxidize the metal and return it into its base form, which would be iron oxide, read rust. Okay, now, basically going a little bit around and round. So what can you do for solutions for coffee in the field? Well, first off, you want to have a can. You want to have a can of coffee. And, excuse me 1 second, I'm going to have to jump in here, I'm going to have to grab up my Porto brain, known as my phone, because I was at the store taking pictures when I was just out shopping a couple minutes ago. So, give me 1 second here. Essentially, the only cans that are still available as a non-Mylar sealed, and I'll show you the difference. Okay, Mylar seal would be like that. It's not going to be like a full can, which has basically got a top that's crimped on. It's got a Mylar seal, which hopefully they squirted some nitrogen in there and rendered it neutral atmosphere, but don't count on it. Okay, now, the only cans I could find on the shelf that are still made old school, read like a can, read like a can, read like not, excuse me, bump the camera, not like Mylar coated, but a true can, was only chock full of nuts. Chock full of nuts is old school stuff, been around forever, and of course the only other ones I could find, just give me one second, I gotta get back out of my pictures now because I was taking pictures of stuff on the shelf. The only stuff I could find on the shelf, which is old school cans, would be Cafe Bustelo, Pilon, and Cafe Bustelo in the decaffeinated forms. That's the only three I could find on the shelf that were imports, and of course chock full of nuts for the stuff from here. Alright, now, I'm kind of going long and around, but how do you do for solutions to have stuff in the field? Okay, well you go, oh, that's all fine and good, dude. We just simply make some tea. Alright, well that's great, but what happens when your tea bags get wet, nasty, and you can't consume them anymore? You're done. What if they're on the shelf and the rodent's been munching on it, trying to find something to eat, grab, of course, the zombie incursion? You basically now have a bunch of stuff that's rendered nasty. Don't ever assume, just because it's been in a package, it's good to eat. It's probably been, moused. It's probably gotten, all kinds of other nasty stuff. Rats, mice carry all kinds of ugly, nasty stuff. Mice carry mites, mice carry lice, mice carry all kinds of other obnoxious stuff. Rats are basically just big-ass mice. Also, mice have something known as hantavirus. Hantavirus is nasty, nasty stuff. It's right up there with, botulism. It's right up there with, well, dare I say that one nasty, dirty word, but it sounds a whole hell of a lot like a WMD. That would be like, anthrax. Yeah, it's right up there, it's very viral, it's very nasty stuff. If you get exposed to it, you're done. Not good times. Alright, so basically I would say if you're going to do any kind of coffee, I would do instant. I would never, ever do a plastic container. Why? Same problem. Polyethylene being permeable to atmospheres, gases, flavors, other stuff. Excuse me, really burping off this Pepsi. Excuse me. Well, anyway, glass containers, normally you can find them, I don't know if you can find them, like the big names are going to be on the shelf with the big glass containers. I know for Folgers, for a fact, you can find it in glass, but it's that same problem. You will never ever have a seal, per se. You'll have a Mylar seal that's been locked on there. Now, the big question is, and I don't know this for true, and I don't know this for any other way of stating it, but I don't know if they flushed it with nitrogen. So you may have oxygen in there, and there's a reason why it's got a shelf life. It's probably because the stuff is going to break down. Now, the other problem is if you have oxygen in there, it is oxidizing. What's happening there is the oxygen is getting into the whatever is in there, and it's ruining it. First thing to come down the pike, scare me, folks, sinuses. First thing to come down the pike when you introduce oxygen to any kind of food item is it oxidizes and kills the vitamin C. Okay, now what can you do for, well, safety? Well, glass containers of lime juice, lemon juice, pineapple, cans of pineapple, all those have vitamin C. This is not a good one. Plastic container. Yeah, that's the first thing that goes south. Plastic. Okay, glass is going to be archival. Steel is going to be better than that. There's people that are eating steel cans from 100 years ago. Still perfectly safe. It's the storage that makes or breaks a steel container. Time is the enemy of plastic. All plastics will break down and degrade. All steel wants to return to its base form of being iron oxide, but it is a different process. Plastic kind of rusts, but it is a chemical breakdown because we've made it. Steel is a molecular breakdown because it tries to return to its base element of being iron. Okay, now, what would I do if I needed to basically consume, render myself awake, and utilize stuff in the zombie incursion? Well, potentially I would definitely have canned coffee. Downside is you gotta brew it. Other major downside is, of course, you gotta have fire to brew it. I would say probably if I had to really make and break it, I would say probably instant coffee, and of course, what do you drop it off with? You top it off with some sugar, obviously. You guys know what sugar looks like. But what do you do for, well, making it better? Okay, you could do non-dairy creamer. One major thing, and you will note this on any package of non-dairy creamer, and there's a reason why I use the better camera. Okay, caution, like many powdered products, this should not be stored near an open fire or a high heat source. Did you know that the only thing that's flammable in an MRE is the non-dairy creamer? Don't believe me? Grab a pinch of this stuff and drop it in a fire and see what it does. Well, it flames up because it burns like crazy. Why? Because it's a granular form of basically, well, it's something that burns easy because it's a powder. What else is in there? Okay, let's see. Corn syrup solids, that's sugar. Partially hydrogenated soybean oil, that's fuel. Casein, milk derivative, which is another form of protein which burns really good. Silicon dioxide, which is basically something that keeps it from caking up. Sodium triphthylophosphate, which is basically something else which keeps it from caking up. Sodium dihexametaphosphate, yuck. Datum soy lecithin, which is basically another form of oil. Artificial flavor. Contains milk and soy. Alright, so basically what you got here is you got a couple pieces of powder, you got a couple pieces of flammable items, and if you ever get this thing in a, well, basically a really dusted up atmosphere, and you put a spark to it, look up something on the internet called a grain explosion. The grain elevators, when they explode, oh man, you don't want to know. Flour blows up just like gunpowder if you get enough of it in the atmosphere. Alright, now what would I do to basically get things better? I would never do condensed milk. Condensed milk, yeah, you can cook it. You can make an dulce de leche, which is basically that big thing you pour on all kinds of Latin dishes. You basically take the can, you boil it for a while, and inside the can it makes dulce de leche. Nothing big. What would I do instead? I would probably do evaporated milk. Why? Because you do a 50-50 of this and water. You basically make vitamin D milk. If you pour it on there directly, it's kind of like half and half. It's not bad. I mean, it does have kind of a weird tweak to it because it does have dipotassium phosphate, carrageenan, and vitamin D3 to kick it up a bit because you kill some of the vitamins when you cook it. But it is basically milk. I mean, you basically reduced it down in volume. It's in a can. You basically can paint on some petroleum jelly. You can double coat it with some clear coat. You can, work up on the bottom, and it is basically in a steel can. That's good stuff. Between this and this, your body knows you can digest this. What's your body doing with all this other crap that's floating through the system? I think it's freaking out because it's not good for you. Okay, now what would I do in the zombie incursion where I need to have something that wakes me up? Okay, obviously, coffee is going to be kind of more work than it's worth sometimes, but it is coffee, and coffee's good. Let's give me 1 second here. Alright, so what would I do in the zombie incursion? I need to keep myself running. I would probably go and, find a hybrid. I'd want something that gives me some sugar, so basically I'm kicked up on my blood sugar. I want some caffeine, so I'm awake. I want something that I'm going to enjoy, and I want something that's going to be easily utilized. What am I going to do? Bam! Iced tea. That's right, iced tea. This one is not one of the better ones, because this one's actually in a cardboard hybrid can. It does actually have the Mylar seal. I know I'm kind of doing like a Duracoat thing here, but basically, it's okay. I mean, you could field with this. I would probably really throw some serious 90-mile-an-hour tape over it to protect it a bit more, or I would put it in a dry bag. I would never, ever utilize this thing as it sits. But case in point, it makes 10 quarts, so if you do the math, that's a hell of a lot. If you drop it down by half strength, which is probably better for you if you're fielding, you figure this is 20 quarts worth of stuff. But damn, man, that's 10 gallons worth of iced tea. Is it going to be really, really good? No, it's going to probably not taste the best, but it's going to be a hell of a lot better than drinking plain treated water. What do you do to kick it up a little bit? Well, I would probably throw some poor man's Gatorade in there, and you basically now have something that's going to really help you in the field. Look up on my other video of a poor man's Gatorade, and basically it's just basically sugar, and it's basically adding a little bit of sea salt to basically kick up your electrolytes and keep you in good stead. Recipe will probably be down below in the comments because I do stuff like that. Okay, now what else do we have in this video today? I've kind of done, well, a 1 and 2 thing. I'll tell you what I'm not going to do. I am not going to finish this, and I am not going to finish this. You've noticed how much this thing has basically been, well, sitting in quantity. Mrs. Dude was like, why is this in the fridge? And I'm like, because I'm a sick puppy, dear. What else would I ingest in place of it? All right, well, I went scrounging through a couple grocery stores, and this actually was pretty hard to find. It actually was very hard to find. But, I went in the Latin section, and I found this. That's right, I found a can of Squid, and I found a can of octopus. They refer to this as pulpo, and this one is calamares. Basically, this one's in its own ink. Squid ink supposedly has like a citrus thing. You know what? I'm pretty hungry. Let's just find out what this crap is like. You know, Latino's been ingesting this stuff for, well, ever. Let's see what we got here. It's supposed to be in its own ink, so it's obviously going to be black. Ooh, that's black to me. Just give me 1 sec. Ooh, yuck. Do not get this stuff. It smells kind of fishy. Do not get this stuff on your clothes, and I'm wearing old clothes for exactly this reason. All right, let's see, Mr. Squiddo. Mr. Squiddo. It's obviously an oil. Yeah, it doesn't look the most becoming. Just give me 1 second here. Taste-wise, it's kind of like a cross between a very mild sardine, a bit of ammonia. Oh, that trash can is rank. I gotta close that thing. Well, anyway, kind of like a little bit of fish. It's got a little bit of ammonia to it. I really don't taste any citrus from the ink. Just give me 1 second here. Let me give another bite here. It's actually fairly neutral stuff. I mean, you could probably feed this to somebody. They're going to go, that's not bad. What is that stuff? And you're going to go, that's squid. And they're going to go, oh, squid? You fed me squid? For all intents and purposes, I'm really picking up more than anything, probably the oil that it's packed in. It's not bad. I mean, it's really not bad compared to some of the crap I've eaten. I'm really getting the hit off the oil, though. I don't know if it's packed in, let's see what this sucker's packed in. It says squid, vegetable oil, tomato, onion, ink, spices, salt added. It's product of Spain. The Spanish are huge on shellfish. Huge on squid. Huge on octopus. I mean, look at a paella. I mean, there's tons of seafood in that thing. Just give me 1 second here. Texture-wise, it's kind of like a pencil eraser. It's really chewy. It's not hateful. It's not hateful at all. I would eat that. And probably most people would give it a pass on the shelf. So, I'm going to say 2 thumbs up for squid. Not like it's something I'm absolutely going to go out of my way for, but you can eat it. All right, let's try the octopus. I'm going to try to not make this too terribly long. I know I got like 18 minutes in already. So, okay. Octopus. And I know what octopus tastes like because I eat it all the time when I get sushi, and it's called taco. For the Japanese, taco. T-A-K-O. Taco. That obviously looks like octopus. Let me throw this puppy in the trash can. Packed in oil. Just give me 1 second. Let me dump off some of this oil. It's a little dangerous. Alright, I'm going to have to clean the counter on that one, but oh well. Alright, big honking piece of octopus. Obviously, that is a tentacle. I don't see any suckers, but that is a big honking piece of octopus. Just give me 1 second here. I know what octopus tastes like, and I know what it's going to be like, so just give me 1 second here. Really chewy. Doesn't taste like fresh octopus at all. Nope. It's different. It's different. Oh crap! I ripped off the ingredients. Give me 1 second here. Where'd it go? Oh hell! All right. Well, I'll look it up online and I'll put the ingredients. Oh wait a minute. Here we go. Here we go. I found it. Octopus, olive oil, and salt. I'm kind of getting a little bit of the olive oil on this bit because it was cooked in a can. It's obviously changed its flavor up a little bit. You know what? I'm at that 20-minute mark. I'm going to go for the gusto. What the hell? I may as well make this thing last a little bit longer. You guys, well, you guys stick it out. I'm sorry. You know what? I got an idea. I'll be right damn back. Anything that goes better with sriracha thing. That's right. Anything goes better with sriracha. Let's see what Octopus thinks about Mr. Sriracha. Hi, Mr. Octopus. You're going to meet my buddy, Mr. Sriracha. Just give me 1 second here. That is badass. That is completely badass. Oh, man, that is good. You know what? If I'm in a survival situation and I'm stuck with a can of octopus and a bottle of sriracha, I'm going to be a happy-ass dude. Just give me 1 second here. That is very, very good. That is very, very good, in fact. All right, octopus and sriracha. Just give me 1 second here. That is tasty. All right, now I'm going to be a little bit weird here. Oh, that was good. All right, folks, that one I can recommend wholeheartedly. Eat your octopus with some sriracha. Or hot sauce, what the hell. You know, this really does not look good. It just doesn't, man. I mean, hang on a sec. In deference to my counter, I'm gonna put this sucker up on a plate because I don't trust this ink stuff. I don't trust that ink at all. All right, Mr. Squiddo. Mr. Squid gets some sriracha. Man, you can see how much this ink is just everywhere. Just give me 1 second here. I'm gonna just be a little bit careful here. You know what? The squid's not bad. The octopus is so much better, though. Yep. Yeah, the squid, I'm not really not that crazy about the squid. The squid's not doing it for me. Could I eat it if I was starving? Yeah. But I'm not going to eat the squid because it's just not doing it for me. Bye-bye, Squiddo. Bye. Bye-bye, Mr. Squid. Sorry. Sorry, Mr. Squid. You just didn't do it. And the other thing, too, is this stuff's not ridiculously expensive. I am going to stick with the octopus, though, because that's actually damn good. Uh-oh. Hot sauce and sinuses. Folks, I'm sorry. You know this one. Yeah, I mean, the aftertaste on the squid's not good either. No, this is not doing it for me. Look at the side of the can. Ew. Oh, that is not good. That is not good at all. Well, I'll tell you what I am going to do, though. I think Mr. Octopus here is going to take a little ride. That's right, Mr. Octopus is going to take a ride in the elementary canal. Just give me for a second here. Ow. Nope, that holds up. That is good. Octopus and hot sauce. Good times. Alright, well, you see me trying it with sriracha. Come on, you knew I was going to go there. You knew it. You flippin' knew it. A little bit on that. Come on, Mr. Octopus. Oh, okay, you wanna be obnoxious? Fine. You're gonna get pinned down and given hot sauce. That's right. Come on, you're going to get her a little ride. Just give me 1 second here. Try not to drip oil over my camera. Ow. Mmm. That's good too. Yep, that's very good. Oh man, there's a clear sinuses though. Woo. You know what? All right, let me go and step down one. All right, I'm gonna step down one, and I'm not gonna be like ridiculous here, but I guess it works. Let me try Mr. Green stuff. I guess the hot sauce really works. Just give me 1 second here. Mr. Green stuff on Mr. Taco. That's good. That's very good. Yeah, but I'm going to keep on coming back to this one because, man, this stuff just rocks. This is really, really, really good. I got to commend it to you guys. This is really surprisingly good. I'm going to be a member of the Clean Can Club. Just give me 1 second here. Yep. This is one of those happy marriages of nice oily taco and good yummy sriracha. Excuse me. You gotta try it. You just gotta try it. It's really surprisingly good. Okay. What have we discovered in today's thing? Coffee, iced tea, and everything can keep you running, but octopus makes you happy. Potted meat is disgusting. Pig's feet is not bad. Sriracha just flat out rocks. Alright folks, I'm not going to keep you guys tied up for too terribly much longer, but I want to give you guys kind of a, well, what am I doing today kind of a thing, and give you kind of an update, and of course give you some kind of good food items, and don't eat the squid. Squid's just not good. Eat the octopus. Goya octopus. Alright, where's this stuff from? It is from Mr. Octopus. Where are you from? You know what? I don't think it says where he came from. Nope, it's Spanish. That is Spanish octopus. Good times. Alright, folks, here in the 80s Podcast Show, I'm going to say see, and as always, see ya. Eat the octopus. Yeah, eat the sriracha. Drink the throwback. Happy times. Good times, and as always, here in the 80s Podcast Channel,